Hello friends, this is Mr. Vipul Sonsare. Once again welcome you in your new video lecture. So today we are going to see a new topic, that is microscopy of cinchona bark. So we will see the microscopic characteristics and the transverse section of the cinchona bark along with the microchemical test and different chemical test used to identify this cinchona bark. So this cinchona bark is also known as Peruvian bark and Jesuit bark. These are the dried bark of the different varieties like Cinchona calisaya, Cinchona legediana, Cinchona officinalis and Cinchona succirubra belonging to family Rubiaceae. The most important, that is family of Cinchona, is Rubiaceae family. Just see the chemical constituent. This cinchona bark contains the alkaloids as a major chemical constituent. So 4 different alkaloids are present, that is quinine, quinidine, cinchonine and cinchonidine. These alkaloids are belonging to a class of quinoline alkaloids which are derived from amino acid, that is tryptophan. So precursor for synthesis of quinoline alkaloids is tryptophan. So these cinchona alkaloids are derived from the tryptophan as a amino acids. These alkaloids are present in the parenchymatous tissue in combination with quinic acid and cinchotanic acid. Again, it is most important point. Now these alkaloids are used as anti-malarial and antipyretic agents. The novel anti-malarial drugs like chloroquine, these are derived from these alkaloids, that is cinchona alkaloids. Just see the microscopy of cinchona bark. So transverse section of cinchona bark I have represented here. So this transverse section of the cinchona bark can be divided into the 3 different sections. So first is periderm, second is cortex and third is secondary phloem. So this periderm is the top layer which contains the cork, then phelogen and pheloderm. The cork contains the thin wall, flat and polygonal cells with reddish brown content is present. The phelogen and pheloderm basically do not contain any cellular content. So phelogen is a thin wall cells without any cellular content, and the pheloderm is thin wall rectangular cell without any cellular content. So this is up to your periderm, that is top layer of the cinchona bark. Next, the second section is cortex. So this cortex contains calcium oxalate crystals, then starch grains. So these cortex are made up of the elongated cell containing reddish brown matter. The microspinoidal type calcium oxalate crystals are present in the cinchona bark, and rounded starch grains are also present. Most important thing, the sclerides are absent in the cinchona bark. Then last section is secondary phloem. The secondary phloem shows the sieve tubes, then fibers, then phloem parenchyma and medullary rays. The sieve tubes are compressed and collapsed. You can see here the sieve tubes. The most of the sieve tubes are compressed and collapsed. The fibers, this cinchona contain the lignified phloem fibers which are numerous, large and fusiform, having striated walls. The most important thing, the lignified fibers are present in cinchona bark. Just see the phloem parenchyma. This phloem parenchyma is a thin, dark reddish brown walls. Some microprismatic calcium oxalate crystals are also present in phloem parenchyma. So these are basically contain the thin and dark reddish brown wall cells with microprismatic calcium oxalate crystals. The medullary rays is other important microscopic characteristics. So these medullary rays in the cinchona bark are 1 to 3 seriate medullary rays, and these are extended up to the cortex cells. And these medullary rays also contain the starch grains, the most important thing. These are 1 to 3 seriate, extended up to the cortex, and contains the starch grains. So starch grains are present in the medullary rays as well as in cortex of cinchona bark. Just see the powder microscopy. So the cinchona powder shows the cork, again most important microscopic characteristics of cinchona bark. So this cork basically it is thin wall, flat polygonal cells with reddish brown matter. The phloem fiber is a second microscopic characteristics. As I told earlier, the lignified phloem fibers are present with simple or branch pores are there on the lignified phloem fibers. The microprismatic calcium oxalate crystals, then minute simple and rounded starch grains. These are again two important characteristics. Again the most important thing, the stone cells are absent. The stone cells are present in cinnamon bark, but these are absent in cinchona bark. So this is basically distinguishing microscopic characteristics, that is stone cell, which are absent in cinchona bark but present in cinnamon bark. Just see the microchemical test. So this lignified phloem fibers which are present in the cinchona bark shows the pink color in presence of fluoroglucinol and concentrated HCl. The starch grain shows the blue color in presence of dilute iodine solution. Then in presence of dilute acetic acid, the calcium oxalate crystals are insoluble, whereas in presence of dilute hydrochloric acid, the calcium oxalate crystals are soluble. And in presence of 60% sulfuric acid, the calcium oxalate crystals are converted to calcium sulfate crystals. So needle shape calcium sulfate crystals are formed in presence of 60% sulfuric acid, that indicate the presence of calcium oxalate crystals in cinchona. Just see the various chemical tests used for the identification of the cinchona bark. So first test, when the dry powder of the cinchona bark plus drop of glacial acetic acid is heated in a test tube, it produces the purple vapors. So purple vapors are evolved, that indicates the presence of cinchona bark powder. Second, when the piece of cinchona bark is treated with a dilute sulfuric acid and observed under the ultraviolet light, it shows the blue fluorescence due to the presence of quinine in the cinchona bark. And third, that is most popular test, that is phthalioquine test. It is also used for the identification of cinchona alkaloids like quinine. So when the bark powder with bromine water is heated and treated with strong ammonia solution, the emerald green color is developed, and this emerald green color changed to blue on neutralization. So this is nothing but a phthalioquine test which is used for the identification of cinchona bark. Just see the various characteristics of all the cinchona bark obtained from different sources. So we will compare these 4 different varieties with respect to the diameter, thickness and surface. So just see the diameter. Diameter of cinchona succirubra is around 20 to 40 millimeter. Diameter of cinchona calisaya is around 12 to 25 millimeter, whereas in case of Cinchona legediana it is around 12 to 25 millimeter, and in case of Cinchona officinalis it is up to 25 millimeter. So you can see here the Cinchona calisaya and Cinchona legediana, these two barks have similar range of diameter 12 to 25. Just see the thickness of a bark. Cinchona succirubra bark shows the thickness around 2 to 5 millimeter. Cinchona calisaya also shows the thickness around 2 to 5, and Cinchona legediana shows the thickness around 2 to 5, whereas Cinchona officinalis shows the thickness around up to the 25 millimeter. So thickness of Cinchona officinalis is more as compared to other three varieties. Just see the surface appearance of the all four barks. So Cinchona succirubra bark shows the longitudinal wrinkles on the surface and less transverse cracks, whereas Cinchona calisaya shows the broad longitudinal fissures with transverse cracks. Cinchona legediana shows the broad longitudinal fissures and more number of cracks on the surface, and Cinchona officinalis shows the number of transverse cracks on the surface. Just see the difference between the stem bark and root bark of Cinchona. So size of stem bark, just see the length of stem bark is 30 centimeter, whereas the thickness is 2 to 6 mm. The length of root bark is 2 to 7 centimeter. So length of root bark is less, whereas the length of stem bark is more in case of Cinchona bark. The shape of stem Cinchona bark is curved with quill or double quill surface or shape of Cinchona stem bark, whereas in case of root bark the shape is twisted or irregularly channeled and curved shape. The outer surface of stem bark shows the dull brown to grey color, and the surface is rough due to the longitudinal and transverse cracks, fissures. This outer surface shows the greyish patches of mosses and lichens, the most important point. Whereas in case of root bark, the outer surface is dark reddish brown color and it is scaly and shows the depressions on the outer surface. The most important thing, the mosses and lichens are absent in case of root barks, whereas present in stem bark. The inner surface is yellowish brown to deep reddish brown and it is striated, whereas in case of root bark this inner surface is striated and reddish brown. So color is also somewhat different in case of stem bark and root bark, the inner surface color. Now fractures, just see in case of stem barks the fractures are short in outer bark and fibrous in inner bark, whereas in case of root barks only fibrous fractures are present. So these are some differentiating point between the stem bark and root bark of Cinchona. Just see the question which has appeared in previous year GPAT examination. The alkaloids in Cinchona bark is identified using which of the following test? So this is simple question. The alkaloids in Cinchona barks are identified using Thiele-Quinn test, right? So this iodine test, Nessler's test and Froude's test, these are not correct answer. The correct answer is Thiele-Quinn test is used for the identification of alkaloids in Cinchona bark. So this is up to the microscopy. We had studied the transverse section of the Cinchona bark, then differentiating points between the stem bark and root barks, then some characteristics with respect to the all four varieties of the Cinchona bark, and powder microscopy, microchemical test and different chemical test. Thank you.